So, Dave, we're here again on Zoom. Just kind of tell us about the last 48 hours, really.
So yes, played the game Saturday, and there was nothing that was apparent at the time. Got a message off Pratty Saturday evening. His partner wasn't well at home, had all the symptoms, so he said he was going to go and get a test. Monday morning, he messaged me that he tested positive. Put something on the group chat to the lads just to let me know if there was anything that was going on with the rest of them, and the physio Jake, he had a test on Sunday as well because he had been notified by the track and trace system on Saturday night. So he tested positive on Monday, and 13 other members of staff or players have been notified this morning through the track and trace system that we are to self-isolate for another 12 days, which takes us to the 24th, including myself. So Jake was in close contact with a few of us when we were eating afterwards. To be fair to Jake, he's brilliant. He's had all the PPE on, and we've followed protocol. But he was eating afterwards with 5 or 6 of us, and I think the rest of them have come through the track and trace, the app on your phone. That sort of knows when you've been in close proximity with other players. But we've done everything we can. But unfortunately, it's crept in.
Yeah, I was going to say, have all the other players been tested as far as you know, and did you know if they're negative or do we not?
No, because unless you've got symptoms, you don't get tested. That's a protocol. So, no, if the lads do get symptoms, they'll go and get tested. But as it stands, there's just the 2 members of staff. Last week we had Liam Tong and Moons, the kit man, whose partners had coronavirus, but they didn't. So that's why we could play on Saturday. It wasn't affecting the players directly, but now it has. And then obviously 13 players have got to self-isolate, so there's no chance of us playing in the next 3 games.
I was going to say, because you said on Saturday, didn't you, that it's we've got to kind of find that middle ground, haven't we, where we can't keep stopping because the season will never finish. But then obviously, like you say, you've got the players to think about as well. And I suppose it was a tough decision because you look at it and go, well, there is only two members of staff, but obviously you don't know who else maybe has it.
Yeah, if it's 2 members of staff, I think we could probably carry on. But they've been in the dressing room with the lads when it's likely that they've had the virus at the time. And then you've got to go through the government track and trace. So it's with the app on the phone now, I don't think you can really get away from it. It's not like we can ring the government up and say, oh, well, we've worn masks and we've done everything through the book, through the protocols that we're getting. But there's nothing we can do. We just got to get on with it. It's 3 games that we're going to miss. We're going to lose a little bit of fitness. We'll probably try and set up a training session on the Sunday before we go to Mickleover on the Tuesday. But I think we all knew this was coming at some point. Unfortunately, it's earlier than we would have liked. But the only thing I'm really, really disappointed with is, 1, we've got a little bit of momentum, and 2, hopefully the lads are okay. I mean, Pratty's got no symptoms at all, and Jake's feeling a little bit under the weather. So fingers crossed it is just them 2, and they recover quickly.
I was going to say, I suppose it's a double-edged sword. I suppose it's good it's happened now, earlier in the season. You can kind of get it out of the way. When clear, like you say, it was just a bit of momentum with a good run of fixtures coming up.
Yeah, there's a slight concern when you say get out of the way now, because it's not just getting out of the way. It was to say in 2-3 weeks' time, another 2 players, and that's always been at the back of my mind throughout this season. But you've just got to play as though it's a normal season, and these things are going to come up. It is everything but a normal season, to be honest. Let's just hope we can get to a point where we're somewhere to finishing the season, because I've seen a lot of games called off in the FA Cup tonight, and you don't want it to become the point where you lose another 50% of the games every week, because the league are going to have to step in and do something if that happens. For us, it is just a case of everything shut down for 12 days, 2 weeks. And then, hopefully we get no more cases once we get back and we can kick on again.
I suppose, do you treat it almost like, if you've had 2 games called off because of the weather in 2 weeks, and like I say, maybe lose a bit of fitness that way? Do you just have to think of it like that, in that we just had 2 games called off because of
to be honest, it's just completely different with anything we've experienced. So with the weather, you still can get out and train, or with our 3G pitch, we'll always have the opportunity to train whatever the weather is. But this is completely shut down again for 2 weeks, and a lot of us are going to be in self-isolation where we can't leave the house. So it's back to where we were March, April time. My kids' school's been shut down as well, so it's affecting everyone. And listen, we can't complain. We've just got to get on with it, get back into it. Was it a week Sunday? And then, like you said, concentrate, see what the games look like in the next couple of weeks. Follow what's going on tonight. I'm just actually watching a game live on some channel. I'm not sure what channel it is, because again, I wanted to go out and watch a game once I heard that our games are going to be off. But we can't do it. We've got to follow the government guidelines.
Yeah, I mean, how are the lads really? I mean, obviously there's disappointment, I'm guessing, but kind of they understand it, I suppose. But I'm guessing it's more frustration amongst the lads, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got banner going in the group chat. They're fine. It is disappointing. Players like Tongy, he's already missed a game there, and he couldn't wait to get back into it. But then for him, it's 4 games in a row, and then the rest of the lads. It will help some players. Some players have got little niggles. Pratty, for example, he hasn't been training the last 2 weeks, just got a slight groin niggle, so that's going to help him get over that. It gives Yanni a little bit of time to get back up to full fitness, because Yanni's a player who's not in self-isolation at the moment, so he can continue with his work. And it gets us to a point where we will come back and we'll have a fully fit squad, apart from the long terms that we know about. So the lads are fine. They're all in good spirits, and it is just Pratty and Jake you sort of worry about, but they both seem to be okay. Jake's just got, like I said, slight symptoms with it, and I'll keep a check on him during the week.
Poor old Pratty's getting the brunt of it, is he? I'm guessing on the chat.
No, I can't go into detail with the chat. There's some of the stuff that goes on in there.
I mean, the other good thing, I suppose, is the club's not completely shut down, has it? So the pitch high is still in use, and they still can make money through the T-bar and stuff like that, can't they?
Yeah, everything's running as normal at the football club. It is just the first team at the moment. So ladies, juniors, academy, everything will run as normal, unless something goes on similar there. So yeah, the football club can continue to make revenue. They'll pay the contracted players, as they always do. And yeah, we just got to get our heads down. For me, it's more just the mental aspect of back in the house for 2 weeks, and it's a chance to study what we've done so far, where we can improve, a little bit of time on that, and come back ready to go in a similar direction, because I do feel like the momentum was building. The dressing room was buzzing after the game Saturday. I think the lads are really enjoying the style of football that we're playing, and I'm enjoying watching it. I think it will get us results over the season, and look forward to getting back out there and continuing to try what we're doing.
Yeah, and finally as well, the progress for the youth team in the Youth Cup. It's great to see that as well, isn't it? I think are they 2 games from the first round potentially?
Yeah, with them coming back, with them having the break last season, I didn't get to know many of the players because they normally train at the ground. They're back this season. So I'm down there generally on a Tuesday and Thursday and catching up with Jack and Brett to see how the lads are doing. And I haven't been to see the Youth Cup games because Friday night's a problem for me. It's probably going to be a problem the next one as well. I'm not sure what day it is, but I'll try and get along and see as much as I can. And fingers crossed the next Paddy Lane's kind of in there for us. Someone who's going to come through the academy, and we're hearing good reports on some of the players and watching them in training. It's always the next step for them in terms of training with the first team and seeing how they look there. But it's brilliant for us in terms of we can call on the academy when needed. So if we do get an injury crisis, we're never going to be short of players. And the ideal is we start filtering them players through and then make an impact with the first team. And then the idea from there is sell them on or help them progress in the game. So yeah, we're always looking for that next Paddy Lane. Is brilliant. Jack's a very, very good coach. The academy kind of helps do that, produces coaches, which are producing good players, but they're also producing good people. I mean, Jack Hodnett's just left us now. He's been working on the analysis for us for 2 years, and he's come through the academy as well. And it's come to a point where he can't really develop any further at Hyde, so he's gone to Stockport County, and that's part of the pathway for the academy as well. It's not just players. We've now recruited another analyst from the academy who starts from scratch, and he's going to have to learn the trade like Jack did. But fingers crossed, in 2 years' time, he's someone who we can help move on to another club as well, move them further up the ladder, because that's what the academy is. It's not just helping produce players, it's helping produce pathways for the kids, whether that's coaching or whether that's analysis. They're looking at all different parts of football.
Yeah, and finally, we touched with it with John last week briefly. Paddy Lay's new contract, he must be pleased, and it also looked like he had a bit of a weight off his shoulders, didn't it, over the weekend?
Yeah, I still think there's more to come from Paddy, but if you look at all the games, he's involved in pretty much every big moment. Even Saturday, I thought Paddy, I think I looked at Paddy last year as a young player. Now I'm looking at him as someone I'm expecting to be the best player in the league, because I think he's got the ability to do that. So when Paddy gets a 7 out of 10, I want more from him. And Saturday was probably a 7 out of 10, which is good by anyone else's standards, but I want to drive Paddy on. But then you watch the highlights, and he created 4 key chances for us, scored his goal. And yeah, we're delighted to tie him down. I think he's had a couple of, I'd say, disappointments where he's been at professional football clubs and we were expecting him to move on, and there was bids like backwards and forwards, but something always came up, an injury to a player at the professional club or an injury in a position where they needed to spend money elsewhere. So his head dropped a little bit, but he's kept working hard, and he's been coming in with his individual sessions, and that's how he's going to get there. That's how he's going to get to that professional level. And people constantly, anyone I speak to at professional clubs, what's this lad Paddy Lane like? So come down and watch him. So he's got scouts down every single game watching him, and he doesn't feel that pressure. He's got 3 goals, 3 and 6, I think he's got. Is that right? Penalties included. But there's more to come from Paddy, and I expect him to get into double figures, assists and goals. And fingers crossed that moves there for him.
Well, nice one, Dave. Look after yourself, and hopefully we'll catch up soon.
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Cheers, Luke.